The Duke and Duchess of Sussex made headlines this week, with Prince Harry threatening legal action against the British government.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are taking the spotlight for a special reason. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex accepted the prestigious President's Award at the NAACP Image Awards on Saturday night.
I think it's safe to say that I come from a very different background than my incredible wife. Yet our lives were brought together for a reason. In that spirit, we partnered with the team here to create the NAACP Archewell Digital Civil Rights Award.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Exposing SMG. I'm excited about this video because it's going to be a little recap of all the things that our favorite controversial royals have been up to. From being honored at the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People Awards, yes, you heard that right, to Harry suing the publisher of the Daily Mail, it's always a crazy roller coaster with these two. First, let's talk about Harry and the fact that it seems like he doesn't do anything but sue the UK media. In my last video, we talked about how Harry and Meghan aren't hiring anyone through Archewell Productions for their so-called projects with Netflix and Spotify. And this led Netflix and Spotify to be rightfully upset. Instead, both Netflix and Spotify are hiring people through their third-party sources. So what are Harry and Meghan up to? Just being honored for no reason, I guess. As I said, Harry is suing the publisher of the Daily Mail. In February, it was announced that he launched a high court libel action against the publisher of the Daily Mail. According to PA Media, the claim relates to an article published by the Mail on Sunday from February 20th, which reports on security issues under the headline, "Revealed: How Harry Tried to Keep His Legal Fight Over Bodyguards Secret." A spokesperson for Harry confirmed he was suing Associated Newspapers, the publisher of the Daily Mail, and the Mail on Sunday, but gave no details regarding which specific title was being sued or why. And Associated Newspapers declined to comment to the outlet. A few days later, The Telegraph wrote that the Duke of Sussex has complained that he was not given the identities of those behind a decision to deny him police protection when he was in the UK, the High Court has heard. So basically, Harry is being a big baby and crying in the press about something that sounds like he said, she said. Got it. Since Harry seems like he doesn't have any real job except suing the media, it seems like he has the confidence to win since Meghan previously won her privacy and copyright case against the publisher after the Mail on Sunday published a 2018 letter that she sent to her father. To how Meghan won is beyond me, considering she's committed perjury and pretended like she didn't have other intentions with the letter to her father. But I mean, what can you expect from two individuals who signed a multi-million-dollar podcast deal in 2020, only to not release anything in 2022? It's not like their ethic is outstanding or anything like that. Now this brings me to my next point of the video, and that is Meghan and Harry receiving the President's Award during the 53rd NAACP Image Awards. Shortly before the awards, the NAACP announced that it had selected Prince Harry and Meghan, who have, and I quote, heeded the call to social justice and joined the struggle for equity in the US and around the world. NAACP President Derek Johnson said that Harry and Meghan have inspired the next generation of activists through the NAACP Archewell Digital Civil Rights Award. What is the Archewell Digital Civil Rights Award, you may ask? Well, in the summer of 2020, Harry and Meghan teamed up with the NAACP in the wake of George Floyd's death. In addition, they introduced a new award to the Image Awards called the NAACP Archewell Digital Civil Rights Award, which will recognize leaders at the intersection of social justice and technology realm in order to advance civil and human rights. And maybe I'm delusional and I don't recall anything that Meghan and Harry supposedly did to advance civil and human rights, but please let me know what you think about this Archewell Award that they introduced back in 2020. Personally, I just feel like they wanted to insert themselves in anything and try to make a name for their Archewell Foundation, which in my humble opinion, I think is a scam. I think it's disrespectful and weird to randomly come into an already established organization, such as the NAACP, and be like, yeah, I would like to propose an award with the name of my foundation that has barely done anything and barely had any credibility, and if anything, people know my foundation because of our controversial ties to the royal family. It's just so tone deaf. Many people were confused as to why they got honored, while others said that the Archewell Foundation has taken on many endeavors, including the promotion of COVID-19 vaccine equity and support for the Black Lives Matter movement for racial justice. And personally, I feel like even though they have spoken about the COVID-19 vaccine and the BLM movement, that wasn't enough for celebrities of their standard. Like, they didn't go out and do anything like other celebrities did. And the Daily Mail actually points out that they had spent more money on legal fees for their charities than they actually raised in 2020, according to their legal findings. Archewell reported to the IRS in December that it raised less than $50,000 in 2020, only opening a bank account last January. The Daily Mail also writes that documents for their UK charity Sussex Royal, which changed its name to MWX Foundation in 2020 and is currently being dissolved, show that between June 2020 and June 2021, they spent more than $55,000 on legal fees, including attorneys' costs for wrapping up the nonprofit. Meghan and Harry's charities have also been mired in controversy since their launch, revealing family divisions, and were hit with a UK watchdog investigation and criticism over their use of opaque and secretive Delaware corporations. The UK company's house filings show that their charity, that is now defunct, had more than $380,000 in its accounts in 2020 and spent at least $55,600 on attorneys. So that's definitely something to note. Before we get to the actual awards, let's talk about the theory that Meghan and Harry's publicists at their PR firm, Sunshine Sachs, actually bought the award for them. Yeah, you heard that correctly, bought. Here's the thing, buying awards in Hollywood and in the industry in general is common practice. I've talked about this before in regards to the music industry, and I'll actually link my article about how award shows work and how they're rigged down in the description box. So this is where it gets interesting. In a statement, Meghan and Harry said, "We're proud to support the NAACP's work and to also partner with the organization on the newly created annual NAACP Archewell Digital Civil Rights Award, which will be bestowed to Dr. Sophia Nobel as part of our 53rd NAACP Image Awards." Now, who is Dr. Sophia Nobel, you may ask? Well, she's someone who is working with the Archewell Foundation. On their official website, it literally says that Archewell Foundation has established the Archewell Foundation Fund at the UCLA Center for Critical Internet Inquiry under the shared leadership of acclaimed researchers, professors, and authors Dr. Sophia Nobel and Dr. Sarah T. Roberts. So basically, the Archewell Award honored an Archewell employee, I guess you can say. And Dr. Sophia Nobel literally receives funds for her research center, and she also wrote an article about Meghan's safety and called it "The Fight of Meghan Markle's Life, the Duchess's Battle with Tabloids and Trolls is about more than just her right to privacy." So basically some sob story victim piece about Meghan, and it's quite literally giving fan behavior. And nothing pisses me off more than people who like to act like Meghan is the only person in the world who gets trolled or gets hate. Literally, teenagers on TikTok can get more hate, and they don't have some doctor writing a sob story for them on the cut. Does this not seem rigged to you guys? It's like pushing an agenda from the inside. Now, remember Sunshine Sachs? Well, guess who's listed as a media contact under the NAACP's official press page? That's right, Sunshine Sachs. How ironic. And as we all know, connections run the world of Hollywood. So first we have Meghan and Harry introducing a category by inserting Archewell, then giving that award to someone who works for Archewell and writes fan pieces for Meghan, and finally being honored with an award in which your PR firm is a main press contact for the organization. Now this brings us to them being honored at the awards and their hilarious and yet awkward appearance on stage. Meghan, of course, leads the speech, and it's almost robotic as she breaks out into statistics right away and says that she wants to continue the legacy by re-establishing federal voting protections in the country. She then says she and Harry are so deeply humbled to be here, as she gazes off to look at Harry in the most inauthentic way and seems to hold in a laugh after. Harry then takes the stand as he talks about the war going on in Ukraine as Meghan seems to forcibly gaze at him. I want you guys to watch this and look here. This does not seem authentic at all. And the way she's looking at him seems very forced throughout the entire speech, and it's very nauseating to watch because I feel like it's inappropriate timing. It comes off as very shallow and weird to see Meghan gazing off at Harry with loving eyes as they talk about injustice in America. Like, something about this is off, and you can tell me what you think in the comments down below. Also, if you're talking about war, now is not the time to gaze lovingly at him at an event where you claim to feel humbled by standing amongst A-listers and wearing designer clothes. Now, towards the end of the speech, they present the award to Dr. Sophia, and Harry then repeats the same 5 words he learned about civil justice. And get ready for this. Meghan then says the weirdest one-liner. She says, "This is the era of the digital justice movement."
This is the era of the digital justice movement.
What does that even mean? Something about that seems like she's referencing or throwing shade at her troubles with the media, and I wouldn't be shocked if that is the intention behind the comment, because what is an event without Meghan making it about herself in some way? Their entire dynamic on stage seemed very forced, very rehearsed, and very well perfected. It didn't come off as authentic as one would hope at an event like this. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. Make sure to follow us on our social media to stay up to date with the most scandalous tea, and be sure to like and subscribe for more, and as always, I'll see you next time.